sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Just Parlays and Phone Calls with me. I'm your host, Scott Steehn, lead handicapper.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
At WHINERS.com. The gentleman on the phone, and I know what he's doing. They've called about getting his
great. Thank you.
Air conditioner fixed.
Bye-bye.
And is that the air conditioner call, Chris? Is that the one?
Yes, it was. They're supposed to be here tomorrow between 3 and 5. So
there you go. That's the call well, not quite the middle of summer yet, but when it's tickling 90, that's the call that you got to take. I don't give a shit if you're in the middle of the show. So very good. This is a fine young professional here to my right. He's Chris King. Good news, buddy. You coming out tomorrow to fix that AC?
yeah, I sure as hell hope so. Like I said, I went to turn it on and it did nothing. It does nothing out back. It does nothing with the relay in the garage. The vent in the house doesn't do anything. And if you move the thermostat, none of the lights come on. So that tells me that there's something wrong.
I'm no expert, but I got to think you've got a problem there.
Yep, that's what I figured.
You've got the Sergeant Schultz of air conditioners. It does nothing. I see nothing.
Yep. So I said to myself, because that's me. We need to, get somebody in here to do something.
There you go. Unknown entity. He was early. He's checking in. Good to see you, man. Let's cash. I'm ready. Super Sly in the house. Always good to have Sly around.
Yeah, I haven't seen Michael Dose the last couple of days. He must be getting stuck doing that work stuff.
People just don't have the middle of their afternoon to spend with us. That is just priorities, people. Priorities right.
You need to write some notes or something for these people.
We had you and I are both dealing with butter. We had the rare middle of the night tornado roll through last night.
Did you?
About 1:45 a.m. Central Time. I was just finishing up my work, really just getting ready to go to bed, and your phone screams at you. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And turn it on, and there's a little hook echo. If you live in the Midwest, you know what that is when thunderstorm season rolls around. And it's ended up being, I don't know, 4 miles from my place. I don't know that they actually had much of a touchdown, if it wasn't anything horrible, but a little close. Even in the Midwest, where our first instinct when we find out there's a tornado is to run outside.
Go outside.
See what you see it. Number one, I don't like middle of the night tornadoes, and I don't like them that close. As a sports bettor, I understand the odds, and the odds of me getting hit by a tornado, even if one touches in Kansas City, still pretty small. You're still looking at 1 in 5,000 or whatever right there when you take, 4 mile square areas or whatever. Anyway, good to be here. It's a beautiful sunny day now. My air conditioner is roaring to life. It's fine. All is right with the world. Chris, how'd your betting day go yesterday? I know you and I gave out a couple of pretty good picks, a couple of 3-packs of pretty good picks.
Yeah, we had both the two teamers here on the show hit yesterday. I don't know what I'm more upset about in the 4-teamer, whether the fact that Milwaukee only scored 2 runs or that we had to listen to how Josh Hader had 40 straight, scoreless appearances until yesterday.
Yeah, you count on Hader, man, and he lets you down. Scott Baker says, "What's up from hot Arizona?" Man, I think he's just got that copied and pasted. He just drops that in whenever.
Well, Scott, unless it's hot enough right now where you could drive through Yuma at 9:30 in the morning and fry an egg on the hood of your Humvee, it's not hot enough.
But I want to know if people still do that dumb shit, like even in Arizona, where they walk around and going, "Hot enough for you?" Or "How about this heat?" It's the desert in the middle of summer. We should not be stunned by fucking 110. All right, that's all I'm saying. So,
like I said, the fun time was when we were rolling from Fort Huachuca up to 29 Palms, up near Camp Pendleton and everything. We rolled through you at 9:30, and it was 131 degrees, and somebody actually literally went to a 7-Eleven and got eggs and fried them on the hood of the Humvee on the way out.
Very nice. Ryan Page says, "I got the Marlins, Guardians, Blue Jays, Dodgers, Yankees, and Mariners for tonight." That's an interesting mix. Okay.
I like most of them. I'm not going to tell you which one I don't like because we'll get to it later.
Michael Carwell talking about, can't wait to hear about just talking about the NBA and MLB. Kansas City first 5 under.
That game starts in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, okay.
What's the total on for it? Is it 4, 4.5?
Yeah, I'm guessing 4.5 for that game.
I mean, are you still betting on Kansas City to score 0?
Well, they're back-to-back. It's the first time they've lost by 7 or more shutouts back-to-back in their history. So, the history-making Royal squad. I would be
fantastic.
Singer was good a couple of times after coming back from Omaha, and then he wasn't. So that would be my worry. I don't think you're gonna get much more from Kansas City in the first 5.
Yeah, it's 4.5, like you said, for the first 5
against the Cooch. I'm loading up on Toronto. First 5 total. It's a crapshoot because you don't know if they could mash Singer. Toronto could put up 4 in the first inning, or Singer could have a good outing. I don't have enough of a read on him after coming back from Omaha to really endorse that one way or the other with confidence.
But you can probably bank if you're looking for a Royals total, in the first 5, you could probably take the under there safely.
Yes, I would be more comfortable taking the Royals under first 5.
It could probably be 0.5, and you'd still take the under.
This is the kind of breakdown. I don't know. That's the kind of breakdown he was excited for us to give him. So sorry, Michael. I wish I could land. Sometimes you don't land on one side or the other of a game, and that's the way it is with me on this one. So there's just too many question marks going into that. One of the question marks is that the Royals offense sucks. So that's the part of that game I don't have any questions about. And their pitching has been less than stellar. Although last night, whoever the fuck it was, had a decent outing.
Keller.
Was it Keller? I thought Keller was the night before. Was it?
Lynch was Monday night. Keller was last night.
That's right. So it was Keller. So that's not stunning. It's Keller steps up and has a decent performance. The bullpen again shits the bed. So
yeah, Ryan said he got screwed by the Giants last night because he would have won a 7-teamer.
Welcome to the fucking club. I didn't have a 7-teamer, but they were my play of the day. They did exactly what I thought they were going to do. Came out and put up 3 runs in the first inning. Whoo! Here we go. All right, just sit back and just watch those runs pour in. No more runs. No more runs. The rest of the
were you like Dennis Green? Did you go? The Giants are who we thought they were.
Yeah, well, they were for 1 inning.
And we let him off the hook.
Yeah, and Herman was exactly who we thought he was going to be. He ended up, this is the second time this week, somebody's given up 3 runs in the first inning and ended up with a fucking quality start. I can't take it. I can't take it. And the Colorado bullpen, statistically the worst bullpen in the league, they lock them down. So
yeah, that was true. And then, was it? No, it wasn't Rodon last night, was it?
Yes.
It was?
Yeah, Rodon sucked, gave up a home run to the first hitter. So, yeah, we're off and running. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and like Scott and I were talking about in the pre-show, we had 7 out of 10 in the shot in the dark. The one that hurt the most, like we said, was Stamkos. He scores, but only has 3 shots.
It's just brutal. He scores a goal, 3 shots. Okay, thanks.
Then there was, the Dodgers. We talked about Mitch White. He threw 5 scoreless innings, and Dave Roberts is like, "Oh, hey, let's go to the bullpen." Yeah, that's smart.
Lefty. Give me the lefty.
And they gave up 4 runs in the 6th, and that was it. And Kopech, I said that was one thing that I worried about was that Kopech was going to keep the White Sox in the game.
Yep.
And he did. And Bickford and Price looked like Rocky's bullpen.
Yeah. Ryan said he was celebrating after the first inning. I can't even imagine. I know how pissed I was with my play of the day, having lost it. I can't imagine having that be the 7th leg of a.
Just out of curiosity, Ryan, how much did the Giants end up screwing you for? Because I'm just curious.
What were not the price, just the odds? What did it pay on it? Let's say what did it pay on $100? Your 7-teamer. I'm guessing.
And Nathan, I'm not a Scot, so you might as well just erase that part because. He said he cashed out 3.5 units yesterday. He said, "At Scott's."
Yeah,
I'm not a Scot.
He's telling us he hit that farm play, man. Hey, somebody
wants the show for the farm play. That's the other show.
Somebody wants to give me props. I don't care what show it is. You can do it in the middle of Price is Right. I don't give a shit. Hey,
well, then do it during the Price is Right.
By the way,
Price is wrong, bitch.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. Smash that button. Get subscribed. We've said it. It's coming down to it, Chris. We start Monday. Going to be available exclusively on the Max Wagers Network. Swear to God, this time we mean it. Get your ass over there if you haven't done it already to the Max Wagers Network YouTube channel. And
we're not kidding around this time.
That's what they call that in the business. That's a strong call to action, Chris. Get your ass over there and do it.
So there. Ryan, basically, his was 28-1. It looks like 300 to 84. And Nathan, I'm just busting your balls, so don't feel bad.
No, that's we take nothing personally. Except when they talk
bust balls, that's what we do.
Except when they talk about my toupee. Somebody I don't know how this got started. I
I think it's when we were talking about Dilbert.
Dude, I would admit it proudly. If I had a toupee, I would fucking say, yeah, that's my hair. But yeah, no, it's just bizarre. Anyway, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Check out all the great content, not just us, all the great content on the Max Wagers Network. 12 o'clock brings Midday Money with Sean Higgs. 1 o'clock.
Good dude.
Is Allie Burns giving you Morning Wood. 2 o'clock, me and Chris, you know where to find us. 3 o'clock, right after this, move over to Studio B and shoot back to the window with my pal, Scott Reichel. 4 o'clock, Sean Miller, soccer across the world. Check it out.
And maybe one of these days we can get Reichel to come on here if he's not taking a nap or, looking out his window, seeing what the world looks like.
Could have him on there sometime. And then 5 o'clock, of course, Game Time Decision with Detroit Lenny, Nick, and Tim Earl. So that all great content. Put it on. Your boss won't care. It'll be fine.
Speaking of, how'd the super regional talk go yesterday?
We had fun. Yeah, we went through all 8 of the super regionals and laid out some plays. He played big time dogs in the regionals, and it didn't work out all that well. And he was more chalky.
Is he still back in East Carolina?
Dude, it's where he lives.
I know.
Yeah, he's still back. No, he's off that bandwagon.
I think, hey, some people jump off the bandwagon. Right? Look at you with the Royals.
They made it to the Super Regional. They're ranked 8th in the nation. Fuck those guys. I'm done. I've had enough.
Blow.
No, I'm still a Royals fan. I mean, you have to be, but it doesn't mean you can't be objective and go, this team sucks. Being a fan doesn't mean you've lost your objectivity, or it shouldn't. It does in many cases, but
yeah, and that's why I tend to not pick games with teams that I like, because you don't want to come out looking like a blatant homer. Say, oh yeah, the Cubs are going to beat the Dodgers 73-2.
Yeah, I am a little skeptical. I will say this: I'm a lot more careful when I make a pick backing my home team than when I do making a pick fading my home team.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to sit here and be like, going back into the archives. We're not Bill Swirsky and the super fans.
No, I think my credibility as a person who will play either side of the Royals is well established, and also the Chiefs. I've lost a lot of money and made a lot of bad bets on my shows from fading the Chiefs. No question.
Bears.
No question about it.
74-2.
So, still doing our deal with Caesars, Chris.
I was gonna say I looked. I was just checking in the banners to see if it was still there, because I was like, we keep telling you it's gonna be gone, but now they're just making us look like idiots.
I occasionally check my email. I've seen nothing there. So here's the deal. You guys know the drill. If you're new, welcome aboard. By the way, you can get this not only on the YouTubes, but if you're in your car, if you just don't like looking at our mugs for whatever reason, maybe my toupee is offsetting or off-putting to you, perhaps. I don't know. But you can download us in podcast form at all your favorite podcast things. And of course, you have a responsibility. It's a social contract. My wife and I argue about whether there's a thing called a social contract all the fucking time. So there's a social contract. If you do get it in podcast form, make sure that you leave that 5-star review or leave an honest review. And then
we'll delete it. No,
let us know what you think. No, that's not our call. Not our platform. It's up there forever. It goes on your permanent record, buddy. Anyway, Caesar.
What is it, Aerosmith album?
Walk this way, my friend. $1,100 free bet. First bet insurance. Make your first bet your best bet. Hey, maybe you want to fade the Royals. Maybe you want to take a live play. It's not too late. Get over there at Caesars if you've never played at Caesars before. And, of course, they're available in your state. Derp. Make sure you can take advantage of this because it's your first deposit, first bet, up to $1,100 guaranteed. If you lose, Caesars will make it good. You cannot beat an offer like that. Of course, you must use the code ATSWINS, Caesar, ATSWINSCZR. That code and the link that'll get you rocking and rolling are both available in the description of today's video. You must be 21 to play, except in the states of New Hampshire and Wyoming, where, Chris, you must be how tall?
3'2".
3'2" to participate in that promotion. So
I think that's just tall enough for the late Vern Troyer to be able to bet there.
It's 18. It's 18 in those states. And
allegedly,
if you're looking for more plays from either one of us mooks, we have links to our premium plays in the description of today's video. All right, I think that takes care of everything. Steamroller, I like the Phillies and the Marlins today. Nathan, big fan of the. I'm a big fan of the Marlins.
Yep. Phillies is Nola and is it Hauser? No, did Hauser go yesterday?
No, it's Hauser.
It is okay. Oh yeah, that's right. It was Art Vandelay yesterday for Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
He's an architect.
So Nola is kind of having one of those every other seasons where every other game he's been okay. So
which puts him in good stead here.
Yeah. He's it's time because he's given up 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 1, 5. So today should be a 1 or a 2. I don't hate it, although just about the time Milwaukee has one of these heartbreaking losses, and you go, well, they're fucked. And they come back and they play like a team that's leading the Central. So I wish you luck. I know it's a good price. I don't particularly like the way Milwaukee has played lately. They're on a 4-game losing streak. So they've played pretty decent teams. They've played 3 in San Diego and 1 in Philly. So yeah, I don't hate it. I like put it this way, I like the Marlins a lot better. Right Cape says Caesars of Pennsylvania doesn't offer NASCAR. What?
Those bastards.
What? Well, I have a direct line to JB Smoove, so I'll call him and see. That's bullshit, man.
Yeah, Marlo says Fox Bets is all about NASCAR.
Yes.
Fox Bet, yeah.
Fox Bets has some great prices. Absolutely true. Who else? Was it DraftKings? It had they've and then it's Barstool. Rye was
Barstool. Yeah, that's what Rye comes up with. Where everybody else has got odds of plus 120, right? Yeah, I got this at plus 300 or 3006 on Barstool.
I saw some Twitter chatter that said that Barstool was going to stop taking NASCAR bets. I don't know if it's true or not, but
have to look into that.
Andrew wants to thank us for cover the England bet plus more. Tell 2 your picks. Very nice. Excellent. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate it. I think Andrew was the one laid out the best strategy ever. Talked about because it was D-Day, or it was the day after D-Day. So England was playing Germany. He says, you know what? England was the underdogs then too, and they came through. They defeated the Nazis. I think England beats Germany again. That was the best breakdown of all
sound strategy.
It's the best rationale ever for taking plus 225. England couldn't quite get there. They tied it late, but hopefully you had the 3-way on that. But a plus 225, I doubt it. That sounds like much kind of regulation thing. But I think that I almost positive it was Andrew that did that breakdown, and I loved it. I think that was fantastic. So, all right, enough of that. Braves screwed me on the run line yesterday. Yes, absolutely. Boston Golden State up to 213.5.
When I did the slide, it was 212.5.
All right, I'm going to be interested to get your take on that because I have a take, but I'll save it for that. And speaking of that, I think it's time for that, Chris. Let's talk about making some money tonight, baby.
Alrighty. Well, how about we start on the diamond, and we're going to go down to South Beach for the game that everybody's just been talking about, and that's the Nationals going down to take on the Miami Marlins. Of course, the Marlins squeaked one out yesterday by the narrow margin of 12-2 over everybody's favorite pitcher to fade in Major League Baseball, Joan Adon.
You're not doing it. You're not fading Joan Adon by now. I cannot stress enough. If you learn nothing else today, fade Adon every opportunity you get.
Because it's pretty soon he's going to be gone.
That's right. That's exactly right. Get it now, kids. Because as they say at Kentucky Fried Chicken, this offer is for a limited time only.
Yeah, today at least they've got Josiah Gray. He's 6-4, despite that wonderful 471 earned run average and a 1.308 WHIP. The problem for Gray is the fact that you don't know what you're going to get from Washington.
His last name means he sucks. Josiah Gray, John Gray, Sonny Gray. Fucking just put them in a bag and shake them out. They're all the same. They all suck.
Pete Gray.
Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Josiah Gray, he's given up 14 homers in 57 1/3. And in case you're wondering if that's an aberration, it's not. He gave up 19 in 70 2/3 innings last year as a rookie.
So that's one of those stats we throw out a lot. And your home runs, a decent mark is somewhere around 1 a game. Should be a little bit less than 1 a game. You want to look for anything over 1 per 9 is not good. And when you've got,
and he's at 2.2,
right. And when you're at 2.2 per 9, you can draw your own conclusions. All right, sorry for interrupting, but I just
no, you're fine.
It's one of those things we throw out there all the time, and I want to give a little context in case you're new to baseball betting or you don't, look at the stats like that. I try to give a baseline whenever I get an opportunity. So yeah, continue.
And Scott, who's pitching for the Marlins?
Sandy Alcantara.
Right, and all Alcantara's done is
previously known on my show as Alcantara.
But all he's done is lead the league in innings pitched with 74.2.
Yep.
In that span, he's given up all of 4 home runs. Now, granted, he's been a little lucky. His FIP is 3.10 compared to his 1.81 ERA.
Okay.
But, he's only given up 49 hits in 74 2/3 innings. Can't really argue with a guy that's given up less than 6 hits per 9.
No.
By the flip side, Gray is also considers himself fortunate with a 4.71 ERA. His FIP is 5.79.
There you go.
But let's face it, we saw Washington yesterday. They did not look good. I guess, they can take solace in the fact that they took 3 from the Reds.
So there's that.
But, Washington, they score more on the road, though you couldn't tell yesterday. But the Marlins are suddenly a good offensive team, especially even playing in that friggin' dome or, cavernous thing that they call Lone Depot Park.
Right.
Where it's 8 miles to center field?
It's awful. Yeah.
The Marlins 4-0 in their last 4 as a home favorite, 6-1 in their last 7 against teams with winning percentage below 400. Washington, not very good, 17-40 in their last 57 as an underdog.
They expect them to play shitty, and they do.
Yep. And they've lost 6 of the last 7 meetings with the Marlins. Let me ask you something, Scott. How long is it going to be before Dave Martinez joins the ranks of the unemployed?
Can't be long. It can't. I mean, I think they kind of wrote this off as a rebuilding season, so maybe he lasts the year because they had really low expectations going into the season. But I can't imagine him bringing him back for 2023. I can't.
Can you see him making it through this season?
Yeah, I think it's possible. If they continue to trudge around, maybe they play 400 baseball or something. Yeah, I could see him just slogging his way through the season. But if they go on one of these massive, 10, 15 game losing streak kind of thing, then I think the clamor will become too great and he'll have to go just like Madden.
Now, do you think it was Madden's fault? He's not the guy up there hitting and going 0 for 26 or 0 for 27 like Trout. He's not, a lousy bullpen pitcher or anything else.
No.
How much of that's his fault as opposed to, what they're doing on the field?
Well, managers have a little bit of input. 15%, maybe something like that. 20%. And you don't know if there's internal things going on, if he's acting panicked, if he's, quote unquote, lost control of the team or, whatever the shit that those nebulous sayings mean. Sure. You give him, I max him out at 20%, but again, somebody's head's got to roll. Scott and I were talking about it. I thought it would take a few more losses. I didn't think they'd hit the panic button quite this early. I thought he might need to reach 15, but they didn't. They had no patience. So,
and Rye, if you're going to chase Marlins props, I would probably chase Jazz Chisholm, who homered twice yesterday, including a grand slam, I believe.
I'm not going to lay out the mathematical case ever again about why you shouldn't bet home run props. One time I tried to make my case. What happened, Chris?
Jose Altuve homered in the bottom of the first to lead off the Astros.
First at bat. Boom. There you go. Fuck off, Scott.
And 4 at-bats into the game for the Royals, and nobody's put the ball in play yet. 2 guys have whiffed, and Kikuchi's walked 2 guys. Can you believe that? The Royals drew back-to-back walks.
Oh, man. Talk about history making right there. I wonder who it was.
Benintendi and Bobby Witt.
Okay, well, that's either one of those. I watched Witt the other night. His eye's getting a lot better. You and I were talking about that. I told you that he is taking him a second at every level to adjust, and he has done just that. So he's going to be fine. He's the
Elliott,
the only untradeable one.
And Elliott, just because Trout hit a homer, it didn't put the game in the win column for the Angels.
No.
You can talk about how, if he gets hot again, they'll forget about this cold streak. They're not going to forget about losing 13 in a row and falling from. I mean, we're talking, 3-4 weeks ago, this team was
in first,
well in front in the AL West.
Yep, absolutely.
And now they're pushing almost double digits behind Houston.
Yeah, we were talking about them being a possibility for one of the more surprising teams.
Yep, and now they
now
went
we
right
are
back
again.
to normal.
All right, very good. Yeah, I'm a fan of this play. Marlins run line. I'm okay with that. I'm not laying 200 on any baseball game, but yeah, play the run line there, even though they're at home.
Ready for the next one?
I am.
How about the Yankees and the Twins? Nestor Cortez gets to face Minnesota and gets to listen to Jim Cott, who got himself in trouble last week when he called Nestor Cortez Nestor the Molester.
Jim, just because it rhymes doesn't mean you always have to use it. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, that's he said he didn't mean anything by it when he said it. Well,
I didn't know what the quote was. I saw Nestor's response where he said, "Yeah, it's all good, whatever." He's just about like you'd expect. Like, okay, why do I give a fuck with Jim?
Yeah,
Cott?
it's like, Cott is 82 or 83 at this point.
Yeah, he was pitching for the Twins when I was following the Royals. In the early '70s. So I would let me take a wild guess here, and I know you got baseball reference. I'm gonna say Jim Cott retired in 1981.
1983.
Damn it. All right.
He retired at age 44.
Nice. Yeah, I knew he pitched a long time.
He pitched with in relief for the Cardinals the last few years of his career.
Look, guys, I'll break this down. You followed this yesterday with the farm and the Yankees on the run line, and they played with their food a little bit, but they exerted their dominance there at the end. I don't hate this Twins team. It's a good team, but they are always snake bit by the Yankees, especially in the playoffs. But they don't do well in the regular season either. This is just a really, really, really good Yankees team right now. They have the best record in baseball, and there's a reason. They play well at home. They play well on the road. Chris lays out really good case. They play good against good teams. 14-3, last 17 against teams with a winning record. They're afraid of no one. They swing the biggest dick in the land right now. It's the New York Yankees. Take them on the run line, and that's why you're not getting any. You're only getting 70 cents worth of value. They're playing them from 170 to 105 or 65 cents rather. So. You wanted to throw him in with a parlay at minus 170. I don't hate that, but I like this pitching matchup.
Yeah, especially Archer, who's not even going 4 innings to start.
Yes, right. His numbers are better than you would probably think they would be, but there's no length out of him. So
he's the American League Blake Snell.
Royals scoring the first, man. Guess who actually made a bet against the Royals today, buddy?
You did, huh?
Absolutely.
MJ Melendez, an RBI double.
Kid can play.
How about Vinny Pasquantino?
We talk about him all the time, man. Yeah,
I know.
Yes, he's good. He should fucking be in Kansas City.
Oh boy, anyway. Santana's got a 2-1 count. Boy, if he can get a hit here, imagine that. The Royals would have 3 runs in the first.
Yeah, good luck.
I just said it could happen. I didn't say it was going to.
Take the Yankees. What else we got to talk about? Let's go.
How about the NBA?
Seems like it's been about a week since they played.
Seems like it because, we didn't get to do game 2 because it was Sunday.
I know. So for our purposes, it's been almost a week. So there you go.
Yep.
Golden State traveling to the Garden. Chris, this has been a pretty tight series. It's been all about quarters. It's all been about the domination by one team or the other in a particular quarter. With Golden State, it's usually the third.
Yep, 35-14 in game 2 was
they
the margin
did
there.
Yeah, they did their thing in game 2, and they said, all right, we came out and stomped them in the third quarter. We got that big lead. And then Boston went out and had a quarter of their own as they dominated the fourth quarter of that game and ended up winning by double digits. So the other 5 quarters have been pretty close. pretty close. Not bad. So what do we got here, buddy? Going home. We got the Celtics, and you're laying the 3.5. I see.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Boston. I think, the issue, Golden State hasn't played on the road in what seems like an eternity.
Right.
I think their last road game was back May 24th, something like that.
Okay.
So you're talking a couple weeks. They've only played, I think, 3 or 4 road games since the beginning of May. So you're looking at a Golden State team that, and let's face it, they weren't good on the road to begin with. I mean, they struggled with Memphis. They struggled with Dallas. They struggled. Who'd they play in the first round? New Orleans. It was New Orleans, wasn't it?
No.
No, wait. New Orleans played Memphis. Denver, that's right, Denver.
They went to Denver, Memphis, Dallas, Boston.
Yeah, I'm just, and you look at what we saw, Klay Thompson was terrible in game 2.
Yeah.
I mean, they won the game convincingly, but he shot 4 of 19. I think it was 1 of 13 on contested shots. I'm worried about whether Golden State's going to be able to adapt here because, as well as Golden State plays offensively, like you said, they've only really won 2 quarters in this series.
Yeah.
And, even when they won the third quarter in game 1, then they got blown out in the fourth quarter when the game was on the line, when all of a sudden Boston went to NBA Jam mode.
Right. Yes. 9 for their first 11 there in the quarter from downtown. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
And I think, I just think Boston playing at home, they're going to feed off the crowd. And Golden State, what worked for them in the last round against Dallas and what worked for them against Memphis was actually utilizing Looney, and they haven't really done that in the first 2 games of this series. He's done pretty much nothing.
Right.
And
do you think it's because he's got a tougher matchup there with Williams and then of course with Horford as well?
Well, I mean, but Williams has been gimpy, and he hasn't played a ton. I mean, what did he play? 14 minutes in game 2.
Yeah, he's definitely got his minutes limited so far.
And Horford, I think Horford. We talked about that the other day. That Boston outcoached themselves because Horford was so valuable in game 1. They didn't use him in game 2. He had no shots in the first half. He took 4 in the game.
He was a monster in the fourth quarter, though. He was a monster in the fourth quarter of that game. In
game 1, yeah. In game 2, they didn't use him.
Right. So,
but you're looking Boston. They're third in scoring defense in the playoffs, and the big thing is, they're third in 3-point shooting, and they're going to make Golden State. They're going to have to shoot over people, and Golden State's not really a team that has the height where they can pull that off. Curry likes to do the step backs and the pull ups and everything else. Tough to do when there's a guy standing there with their hand in your face.
Very true. Very true.
And Golden State, they haven't stopped anyone from the perimeter. You look at that number; they're 12th in the playoffs. Opposing teams shooting 37.5% from beyond the arc. Boston's won their last 4 after a double-digit loss straight up. They're 12-2 against the spread in their last 14 after a straight-up loss. Period. Golden State 1-5 in their last 6 on the road against teams with a winning percentage better than 600, and the Warriors are 1-5-1 against the spread in the last 7 meetings with the Celtics. That cover coming the other night. I just don't trust a Golden State team that look at their road record. They're 39-11 or 40-11 at home, counting the playoffs.
Yep.
They're 25-23 on the road, and that factors in playing crappy teams like Orlando.
Right. Yeah. A lot of that is less than stellar teams that are certainly a lot worse than Boston. By the way, it's very rare that we get to prove that I know nothing about baseball in real time. The Kansas City Royals have now scored 3 runs in the first. And Kikuchi is currently at 42 pitches, and they are not out of the inning yet. So,
who the hell is this Rivera guy?
As I mentioned, I like the team total under for the first 5 of the Royals a lot better than I like the full game. God damn. Hopefully, he disregarded everything I said.
Well, I mean, Kikuchi, if he would throw strikes, I mean, he's got 3 walks.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Gives up the hit on a 2-strike pitch to Rivera. So.
Now, who is Rivera? I don't know much about this guy.
He's just a kid that just they've got him up here to take a look at him. I don't know if he's part of the long-term plan or not. He's hitting about a $160 or $180 or whatever he was hitting going into that at bat. Of course,
212.
Oh, see, I'm way off.
He's up to 220 now.
No, I can.
So they called this guy up instead of Vinny Pasquantino.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll go. Vinny doesn't play third though, but
well, okay. Who else plays third in the minors?
Now what? Oh, for fuck's sakes! Bases loaded again. Unbelievable.
He walked another guy.
Okay, I think they got to get the Cooch out of there, man. He's at 45 pitches,
and 24 of them are strikes.
Good Lord! All right, so Celtics there. I'm a fan of that play. I'm good with that. I've got a third quarter play on Golden State.
That's a safe bet because Golden State has dominated the third quarter all postseason, really.
Yep, I went through the numbers, and it's pretty astounding the way that they played in the.
They're like roughly plus $6 billion.
Yeah, they're I want to say 6.5.
That sounds about right.
My notes from yesterday. So yeah,
I mean, that's just a ridiculous number when you get right down.
I'm trying to thread the needle, baby. I like Golden State third quarter, Boston to win the game and cover.
Well, I mean, it happened in game one.
It did. All right, let's move on. Let's make some money, man. Let's keep out throwing those.
Whoa! You want to make some money? What kind of show do you think this is?
By the way, it's a good time to mention it's for entertainment purposes only. Especially my entertaining takes on the Royals.
All right, now take a look at the two teamers for tonight. Like we said, we're going to take the Marlins and the Celtics.
By the way, I'm going to get out over my skis here and tell you it's a good time to bet Toronto right now. Good time to get some plus money on Toronto.
Is that because you already bet against the Royals? You got to double down now.
That's right. Load it up, man. When that wheelbarrow is starting to wobble a little bit, just put some more fucking dirt in there. That'll help. All right. They brought in Big Daddy Thornton, by the way. So.
Which Thornton is this now? To
relieve the Cooch. It is Trent Thornton.
Trent Thornton, with the guy with the glasses. The guy who thinks he's Rick Vaughn.
He looks like he is saying, "I have never been laid in my entire life." That's the vibe he's got going on there. So,
like I said, so he looks like Rick Vaughn, just without the skull and crossbones on the nose piece.
A little bit. All right, a couple games we've talked about here already.
Yeah, and Andrew said he grabbed Toronto at plus 275 and plus 2.5 runs at minus 112.
Don't hate it. Especially if you can get out of the inning here. I think this is the prime time to pounce. If you want that last shot at Toronto, I think this is the time I think you're getting the apex of your value.
And then we talked about the Yankees, and we're going to pair that up with the Guardians over the Rangers. Shane, don't call me Justin Bieber going on the mound for Cleveland against Dane Dunning. I just don't have any faith in the Rangers. They did a solid yesterday by losing in the opener for Quantrill as John Gray continued to struggle. Going back to Scott's premise and, soon to be a dissertation
fade the Grays
at a sports book near you. Fade the Grays.
Very good. And of course, we talked about the Yankees previously. So you wanted to play that two-teamer. It would pay 3-2 minus plus 150 on $100. If you wanted to get fancy, put a little spice on that. Play the run line. You would be looking at 3-1 on $100. So, by the way, I was a little distracted there. It looks like he got out of the inning. So, told you. Yeah. All right, here come the Jays.
Jays is picked off.
Here come the Jays. And your other one, your Guardians and your Yankees. That's solid. A little better money, 161 on 100 and 368 on 100 as far as the run lines go.
And Bronco Devil said he took the Guardians and the Yankees, and Scott's Royals are screwing a Bronco fan again.
You're all right, buddy. Just don't panic. It's fine.
Speaking of the Broncos, what do you think about the Walmart heirs talking about paying $4+ billion for Denver? God
damn! Don't they have enough Walmart heirs in that town? They've already got Kroenke.
That's what I was thinking.
So yeah, let's have another Walmart heir. $4 billion for the
4.65, I think, is the.
Sorry, I like the wrong.
Oh no, I said $4 billion originally. So, but yeah, I just looked up 4.65 is apparently the price.
Yumping Yemeni. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. Eli Musk could buy 11 NFL teams for one Twitter. All right, solid. Give me a 4-teamer.
All right, how about we go on to the Dodgers and the White Sox. I know we talked about this one yesterday in the Shot in the Dark, and we already talked about how Phil Bickford and David Price screwed us over. Today it's Tony Gonsolin, who's 6-0. Who would have thought Tony Gonsolin would be the savior of the Dodgers rotation as we go to June?
The anchor of that staff, yep.
And he's taking on, do you know who he's facing, Scott? It's not Dallas Keuchel.
It's got to be about Giolito, isn't it?
No, it is none other than Johnny Cueto.
Johnny Cueto, how I love you.
Not to be confused with Johnny Quest.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm out.
But Gonsolin, he's given up only 28 hits in 51 innings this season.
That's good.
And 10 runs.
That's very good.
159 ERA, 0.882 whip.
Okay.
Allowing 4.9 hits per 9. The White Sox still missing Tim Anderson, still missing, I think, Luis Robert. The rest of their guys pretty much suck because, let's face it, we talked about the White Sox probably being one of the biggest disappointments in Major League Baseball, though my esteemed co-host here would tell you that they're not even the biggest disappointment in the AL Central.
I'm probably in the minority in that opinion. I think a lot of people out there outside of Kansas City say, yeah, the Royals are going to suck because they're the Royals, and hey, they suck. So that's just not quite enough value for me. I know Gonsolin's been very good, but I just watched this White Sox team win 4-0 yesterday. So,
but Johnny Cueto is not Michael Kopech either.
It's very true. Very true. I would like this better about 140. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Bronco said that at Mile High Stadium they're going to replace the ticket takers with greeters.
That's actually funny.
And Rye said that the last time the Broncos were sold, they were purchased for $7.8 million. Talk about a return on your investment.
Man, I should get one of those. We should go in together and get one of those, Chris. It sounds like a pretty good investment.
I don't know if right now, with everything going on, if we could afford a Ford Bronco, much less the Denver Broncos.
Those things are expensive.
I know.
My wife wants one of those, and we've been looking at them. They're ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, like I said, we just bought that Compass, and that wasn't cheap either.
No, but you're paying the Jeep surcharge, man.
True, but we had the Jeep before, so that's what my wife wanted, and I wasn't going to argue with her.
Oh no, I
was the one that was in it when it got knocked sideways.
Obviously your fault. So.
Totally, because people fly up the road at 55 miles an hour in a 40, and it
happens.
Oh yeah.
Red Sox over the Angels. Sure. Why not? We've been right.
It's Eovaldi against
times in a row. It's
Eovaldi and your good friend Scott that we talked about yesterday because we thought he was going to pitch and then they flipped it and went to Suarez. It's Reed Detmers.
Oh. Well, I will say, if you've got a chance at a stopper, if it's not going to be Syndergaard, this is probably your best chance for a standout pitching performance.
You wouldn't think Ohtani would put one up?
Yeah, I forget about Ohtani. No, Ohtani has not been great lately. Obviously, if you've lost 13 games in a row, he's lost at least twice in the rotation, and there's a 60% chance he's lost 3 times. So.
Well, there's a 60% chance that he had been in there 3 times. He may not have taken the loss himself.
Anytime I say that, you know me well enough by now. Anytime I say that, I'm talking about the team. I don't give a shit what their win-loss record is. I don't even look at that. I'm talking about.
But to your point about
Detmer loses, I mean his team loses the game that he started.
To your point about Detmer, since his no-hitter, he's 0-1, a 5.14 earned run average,
right?
6 walks, 11 strikeouts.
Right, but one of those games was good.
The one against the Angels when he threw 4, or against the Yankees when he threw 4 1/3?
Yeah, it was statistically compared to the other 2 after his no hitter, it was much better.
True, but he still, like you said yesterday, he still had 8 base runners.
Right,
in 4 1/3. So
if you look at the WHIP, it's still not ideal. That's the only spot. Having said that, how could you not play the Red Sox here? How could you not just fade the team that's, lost 13 straight? So.
And on top of that, you're facing Eovaldi, who all of a sudden has pitched really well in his last 3 starts.
He is
6 2/3, 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. Then he went the distance in a win over Baltimore, and then he's coming off 6 scoreless against Oakland in his last start.
He is evolved, if you will.
There you go.
How'd the Blue Jays score? Home run?
Yeah, Raimel Tapia, 441 feet. So he didn't hit one. He didn't hit a cheap one.
That's a keeper. You can put it on the board, baby. And you got the Rays over the Cards, huh? Tell me about that matchup.
Corey Kluber taking on everybody's favorite starting pitcher. That's right. It's Packy Naughton.
Okay.
Not to be confused with Ed Norton or Ed Naughton from the Honeymooners.
No, Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, not Manny Pacquiao either. Of course, St. Louis was 1 strike away from winning last night, and then gave up a 3-run homer off the foul pole in extra innings.
Why do they call it the foul pole, Chris? Shouldn't it be called the fair pole?
I think so, but that's just the man sticking it to everybody.
Packy Naughton has not been good, my friend.
No, I thought he was going to start over the weekend, and then they started.
Anyone else?
Yeah, pretty much. Andre Palante, and I can't remember who started the first game of the doubleheader Saturday when I thought he was supposed to start.
Enrique Palazzo.
Hey, that's Enrico Palazzo.
Oh, buddy. All right.
But Kluber's going for the Rays. He's pitched better of late.
Yeah, he's been good lately. You're starting to get a little length out of him, so he got just lit up by the Angels in the game that Detmers pitched the no-hitter.
Yep, and then since then he's got 3 quality starts and 4 outings. The other one he gave up 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in 3 innings through 73 pitches. His last start,
that's a struggle, but didn't give up a lot of runs. But
yeah, his last start against Texas, 1 run, 4 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and 6 frames, picked up the win. Only threw 69 pitches to get through 6.
The fuck they pull him?
I don't know.
Huh?
It's Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, you got to be smart. Okay,
got to get 85 guys in there to pitch.
All right. Again, don't hate it. Probably leaning that way, but don't love the price.
I like Giancarlo Stanton to beat the piss out of Chris Archer.
Okay. Or at least get 1 double.
Yeah, and you figure he homers pretty regularly.
Very good. 86, 8.6 to 1, 863 on $100 worth that pay. If you play it the easy way, you want to get out over your skis a little bit, take the Red Sox, Dodgers, and Rays on the run line. That'll pay you $2 on $100, 20 to 1 on whatever your wager would be. So very solid right there. Chris, you got a shot in the dark, and you're to blame.
I'm always to blame. That's what the great part about life is. Then I can deflect it to somebody else.
Hit 7 of the 10 yesterday, but it's not 10 out of 10. So,
what's the last time you hit 10 out of 10?
Well, obviously I've never done it. Not with your picks. I told you I've hit 1 10-team parlay in my life, and it was a long time ago.
Actually, I don't remember you telling me that story, but it's possible that we've talked about so many different things that it might have got lost in the shuffle.
That's what I probably talk about it when you're not around bragging about your accomplishments, because I say I hit 1 10-team in my life. I talk about it all the time. You've hit 2 in 10 weeks, and we have to drag it out of you. So
that's because nobody likes a blowhard.
Fuck.
So I just try to let the picks speak for themselves instead of me trying to do it.
If I hit a 10-teamer for $100,000 on $100, I would hire an airplane to let everybody know. I would skywrite it,
and then you'd probably be out of money.
Yeah, then I'd have like $6,000 left to take everybody out to a fucking fancy dinner, and then it'd be gone. So easy come, easy go. That's my motto.
That's a good sound by Winger.
Lay out your case.
I'm going to take the Diamondbacks over the Reds. It's Merrill Kelly. He's pitched pretty well. I know his ERA's bumped up his last few starts, but he's facing Mike Minor, who looked like he belonged in the minors after his first start. He had 3 homers in 4 innings to the Nationals, took the loss. I know Cincinnati scored 14 runs yesterday, but, they were up, 9-0 before the rains came, and then gave up 8 runs in the last 2 innings to make the game a lot more interesting than it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
So you could also look at the over there too.
Okay.
I mean, is there any game with the Reds that you don't look at the over?
Nope. Not, especially at home.
I'm going to go with the Phillies over the Brewers. We talked about that. Was it Ryan that was talking about it earlier?
Yep.
Yeah, I like Nola
that,
there.
You like that as well? Okay, very good.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Hauser. I'm not. I'd be more sold on Doogie Howser pitching than Adrian Hauser right now.
Well, that's just silly. I think Adrian Hauser's been pretty good, but okay.
He has.
All right.
What stats are you looking at?
He's had some good starts. That's what I'm saying.
He's had some good starts. That's like saying that Peter McNeely had some good fights.
No, that's
he fought Tyson.
No. It's like you kind of make him out to be like Adon.
Oh no, he's not that bad.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
no one's that bad, except Patrick Corbin.
You're looking at an ERA of 3.5. Hauser went 5, gave up 1 earned his last time out. There's a decent start. He gave up 1 run, 6 innings to start before the 2 starts before that. Yeah, she got absolutely shelled against St. Louis, but most of the problems with his ERA have come from 2 starts. One against Cincinnati, one against St. Louis, where he gave up 15 total in those 2 games. So
I also look at the fact that his ERA would be a lot worse, except for the fact that 9 of the 29 runs he's allowed are unearned.
Yeah, and we talked about that with him before. That's absolutely correct. So I will say that he has seemingly corrected that problem, as he has given up just when he got shelled, he gave up 8 runs, 5 earned, but the 3 of the last 4 is not giving up giving up 1 unearned run. So.
And Rye said that Doogie Howser throws heat.
Okay, fair enough. All right, very good. You got the Padres here over the Mets?
Pods over the Mets. I like Manaea. He's pitched well in his last few turns. He started off slow, but he's coming around. And if you followed us yesterday, we told you to take the Padres with Yu Darvish, and boy, did he pitch well yesterday.
A homer. He's a homer.
Yep. Manaea, he's got 5 quality starts in his last 6 outings. He hasn't gone less than 6 innings in any of them.
Okay. Yeah, he's a guy you're definitely going to get length from. He has gone 6 or more in all but 1 of
and that was that outing against the Dodgers back in April.
Yep. It was so long Kershaw was still pitching. That's how long ago that was.
There you go.
All right, very good. You got Bieber over strikeouts. You got Eovaldi over strikeouts.
Yeah, interesting thing about that one with Eovaldi, if you look at the numbers, the Angels are expected to throw or send up a bunch of guys that whiff a ton.
Mm-hmm.
They have an on-base percentage of .294 against right-handers in the last couple of weeks. They're hitting .231 during this losing skid. They have a 26.4% strikeout rate against right-handed pitchers. Eovaldi struck out at least 5 in all 6 of his road starts, and he struck out at least 6 in 5 of those.
Okay, very good.
And Eovaldi strikes out almost 32% of left-handed batters he faces and has a whip of under 1 against them.
It's amazing. All right, now the game that I know everybody wants to talk about. We talked about the side. Let's talk about the total. Golden State Warriors, Boston Celtics. Somebody mentioned this was up to 213.5. Let me check the grid here and see if that's market wide or if that's just in spots.
Robert, a lot of the ones you can do player props and games at it's BetMGM. That's where a lot of those come up. What other ones do you know of, Scott, for that?
You can do what?
For doing games and player props besides BetMGM. Does Caesars do it?
You know what? I don't know. I don't have a lot of legal books in my state.
We'll have to ask Rachel.
Yeah, he'd be the one to ask because I could tell you which offshore books do it, but that's not really what I want to do. So
I know BetMGM has them all as options.
Okay. All right. I know DraftKings isn't great on the props from what I've been able to see. BetMGM is usually pretty good. Yeah, I'll have to ask Rachel. If you watch the next video, pop in and I'll ask Scott because I'll forget. You like the under? You like the under here?
Especially now that it went up. I mean, you look at the last game. we only saw 195 points. Now you're playing in Boston. I think you're going to see Boston's defense clamp down.
Well, 212.5 seemed to be the trigger number because it opened up at 214.5, got down to 212.5, and then you had buyback. So I wouldn't be afraid to let that go a little bit and see if you can get 213.5, maybe more.
Oh, for sure.
Because you got 213 at most spots now. I do see it Heritage has 213.5. And it should be coming. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's step on the gas here, buddy.
Yeah, Derek White over 11.5 points. He was so good in game 1. I think he'll be better in game 3.
Okay.
Jordan Poole is going to go over 12.5 because, hey, somebody's got to score because Klay Thompson's not. Tatum, he's averaging better than 30 at home in the playoffs. I think he'll go over 27.5. And Curry in his last 10 games has averaged better than 6.3 assists a game. I look for him to go over 5.5.
All right.
Even if it's feeding oops to, Looney and all those other guys, he'll end up over.
Very good. That's it. That's your 10-teamer. That's shot in the dark right there, guys. And that's it for the show. As always, another good one in the can. We appreciate everybody stopping by here on Hump Day. Wish you nothing but the best. Of course, one more time, we implore you to please like and subscribe. We appreciate the effort. Stay tuned. I'll be back with my pal Scott Reichel here just on the other side of the hour. But if you can't make that, please come back and see us tomorrow, where Chris and I will talk about a lot of different things. We'll talk about the weather. We'll talk about cars. But we'll try and concentrate on
Just Parlays.
There you go. You guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.